This is lesson 1-6, part 1. In this lesson, we will learn how to write and solve equations involving absolute value. So the definition of absolute value is distance from 0. So if we have an equation like the absolute value of 2x minus 1 equals 5, that means the distance from 2x minus 1 is 5 units, but it could be 5 units to the right or 5 units to the left. And so we write two equations. We write 2x minus 1 equals negative 5. That's the solution on the left. And then we do 2x minus 1 equals positive 5. That's the solution on the right. And then we solve each of these equations. So we add 1 on each side of the equation, and then we will divide by 2 on each side of the equation. And we get x equals negative 2, and that's the solution that's on the left side. Then we'll do the same thing for the right side. We'll add 1 and divide by 2. And we get our second solution, x equals 3. Then to check and see if these are actually good solutions, we need to plug them back into the original equation and make sure that they work. So if we plug a negative 2 in, we have the absolute value of 2 times negative 2 minus 1. That's supposed to equal 5. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5. The absolute value of negative 5 is 5. So that one works. Doing the same thing on the second side, we're going to do 2 times 3 minus 1 and see if that equals 5. So we get 6 minus 1 is 5, absolute value of 5, and so that one also works. Okay, you can give it a try on example B and check and see if you get the right answer. So you'll need to press pause while you work it out. Okay, so I got the solutions x equals negative 2 and x equals positive 2/3, and I checked both of those solutions and they both work. Okay, here are some more complicated absolute value equations. So when you have an absolute value, such as x plus 2, with some numbers outside of the absolute value symbol, you have to isolate the absolute value first, and then you can divide it into the two equations. So first thing we'll do is add 1 to each side, and then we will divide by 3. So when we add 1, we get 9. Divide by 3, you get 3. And now we have isolated x plus 2 absolute value equals 3. So then we can divide this into our two equations. X plus 2 equals negative 3. X plus 2 equals positive 3. And then solve each of these equations. So we would subtract 2 and get negative 5. And subtract 2 and we would get positive 1. And then we would need to check these answers and make sure they work. I'm not going to write that all out, but you could check it and it will work. You go ahead and try example B. Press pause while you work it out and then press play to see if you get the right answer. And here are the answers. First we subtract 3. Then we divide by 2. That gives us absolute value of x plus 9 equals 2. And then you separate it into two problems. We've got x plus 9 equals negative 2, x plus 9 equals positive 2. Solve those two equations and we get our two solutions. Again, you would check these answers. I'm just not going to take the time to do that in this video.